Hi, I'm Casse Tate. I am a partner in KSM's Business Advisory Group, and I'm here today to chat with Chris Brown and Dr. Peter Plantis of hc1. hc1 is an audit and tax client of KSM, and they develop software that helps healthcare organizations facilitate precision testing and prescribing to deliver high-value care. Based in Indianapolis, hc1 is considered a leader in bioinformatics. So it is great to be with you both today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited to hear a little bit more about the important work you're doing. And maybe for those who are not familiar with hc1, could you tell us a little bit about the company?
hc1 is really all about improving lives with high-value care. So what that means really is improving outcomes for patients. And we kind of boil that down to making sure the right patient gets the right test and the right prescription. And the way we enable that is we're really expert at transforming laboratory diagnostic data into personalized healthcare insight.
You've heard it described as precision medicine, which you can use specific information about a specific patient coming from this very broad, vast database of many people and be able to deliver to them exactly what medicines they should take and also remove the medicines they should not be taking.
As the pandemic spread throughout the U.S., you saw an opportunity to pivot your product to help healthcare leaders understand the spread of COVID-19. Tell us a little bit about that process and what transpired.
As the pandemic hit and as we all saw literally a few days elapsed and the environment was changing dramatically, and what we realized very quickly is that we had a unique capability and an obligation to really help combat the disease. We've got about 21 billion lab test results in our database. And over time, we've used our technology to train machine learning algorithms to really be expert at identifying some of those clinical trends and then serving up that data to healthcare organizations and providers so they can make the best clinical decision possible. Hospitals and emergency rooms and ICUs were getting inundated with patients, and we were quickly running out of ICU beds and ventilator capacity. So we felt that giving this early warning system would help those individuals really plan for the surge in patients that we saw happening in pockets around the country. So we quickly stood up the COVID-19 dashboard, and we made that publicly available to public health officials and healthcare individuals that could access that dashboard for free and really use that as an early warning indicator to determine where they needed to deploy resources.
Chris, I remember it was the late afternoon of March 18th, it was a Wednesday, and I remember looking at Chris and saying, Chris, do you realize we have half the COVID testing data in the country in our database?
I'm so impressed with what all you've shared, and the amazing thing to me is it just sounds like a calling. How's your dashboard different from other databases that are out there?
We have a unique feature that we've actually trademarked. We call it the local risk index. But it's not really useful to know what the national one is because that averages out places that are totally cold with COVID to very hot zones like what we saw in the New York City area. I want to know what's happening to me and my family. I'm showing the Arizona state map. And what happened was after Memorial Day weekend, the number of percent positives or the total percent positive translated into this local risk index or LRI has just started to skyrocket. This is 2.5 weeks before people go to the hospital. This is when they're going into the drive-in place saying, I was at a pool party and I think somebody had this. I don't have any symptoms, but I think I was exposed. So we see this as the earliest indicator is the LRI that tells the community, tells the public health people, tells the hospitals, you better rally now.
Absolutely incredible. I understand you just released a new product to help employers as they bring more and more of their people back to the office. How does that work? Tell us a little bit about the new product.
We think Workforce Advisor is going to be a great solution to really help get the country back to work in a really safe way, not just now, but as we move into the fall and winter when we know we're going to see the disease resurface. And what it does is it allows an employer to figure out a strategy of how to bring their employees safely back to work. So it incorporates the local risk index for where their employees currently live, as well as where their offices are located. So they can determine the risk not only of where their employees are going to come to work, but also where they live. And to be able to monitor the health of those work groups as we move forward. And this combines both the LRI as well as being able to visualize the PCR or viral testing for the disease, as well as the serology or antibody testing. So you'll know which employees might test positive for the antibodies and potentially be the employees that you want to bring back to work sooner because they've got some immunity they're showing to the disease.
What feedback have you gotten from your users, whether it's individuals going to the web portal or hospitals using the data or people, businesses using this to open their business back up?
A lot of the reaction initially was, wow, this is amazing. We didn't know you could do this. It's opened some eyes that leveraging data on a person-by-person basis, we can really have technology assist our healthcare workers with making the best clinical decision because they have all the data real time at their disposal.
I'm the participant from hc1. I spend at least a couple hours a week involved in what's called the CV19 Healthcare Coalition. It's a group of over 600 organizations now from the private sector, and we were one of the first featured programs to be put out there in front of the entire coalition of 600 organizations because this was so breakthrough. As I said, that's why I home in on the word local risk index. We were bringing objective laboratory testing, not someone's interpretation, not coming out of some medical record, but directly from the laboratory, an objective measure of how many people are testing positive.
Incredible. I'm amazed. This is I've learned a lot today. Thank you, guys. Can you tell us what's next for hc1? What's the next big thing?
I think the next big thing is really leveraging data to improve the way we prescribe medications in this country and to do that at scale. And that incorporates things like lifestyle choices, existing medications that I might be taking, and then more and more begins to incorporate genomic information. And I think really bringing that data to bear is something that is not being done consistently. And it's going to really lower the cost of prescriptions that are not effective and make sure that you're getting the right prescriptions to improve your overall health and outcomes. So we think that's the next big thing, and we're going to be right in the middle of that. And we'll be announcing some things in that space here over the coming months. So we're really excited about precision prescribing.
Chris and Dr. Plantis, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. All of the work that you've put in, I am thrilled that you were able to set some time aside to talk to me about this. It's just fascinating. We are so fortunate to have you as a client, and we're very proud of the work you're doing.
Thanks, Cassie. We appreciate the partnership with KSM and look forward to working together in the future.